Whether you view it as a cozy gardening simulator or a cleverly disguised monetization machine, Grow a Garden is undeniably a landmark Roblox game. It has brought millions of people together, pushed Roblox's servers to their limits, and proven that even the simplest ideas can become cultural touchstones when executed well. Its future will depend on how the developers handle its community, its economy, and its controversies. But for now, Grow a Garden stands as both a triumph and a cautionary tale, a symbol of the incredible potential and the inherent risks of modern game design. What began as a modest farming simulator has grown into a cultural phenomenon, attracting millions of players worldwide and setting records that rival some of the biggest names in gaming history. At its peak, Grow a Garden reached over 11 million concurrent players, a number that places it alongside gaming giants like Fortnite. It has amassed more than 16 billion total visits and maintains millions of daily active users, cementing itself as the most popular Roblox game to date. Entire internet cafes in countries like the Philippines have been filled with players cheering during major updates, treating the game's events almost like live sports. The scale is unlike anything Roblox has seen before. The origins of Grow a Garden are surprisingly humble. The game was initially created by a developer named BMW Lux, who reportedly built the first version in just 3 days. In the beginning, it was a simple experience. Players planted seeds, grew crops, harvested them, and sold them for in-game currency. The core loop was straightforward and unassuming. But then Jandel, a well-known Roblox developer with a history of creating successful games, discovered Grow a Garden and saw its potential. Jandel partnered with BMW Lux, bringing his own studio, Splitting Point, as well as 2 big studios, into the project. This shift transformed Grow a Garden from a small hobby project into a fully supported live service juggernaut. Once Jandel and his team began updating the game, its growth was explosive. Within days, the player count shot up from 1,000 to tens of thousands. Within weeks, it reached hundreds of thousands. By May, live events were drawing millions of players simultaneously, culminating in a record-breaking event with 11 million people playing at once. Roblox itself confirmed that these numbers were real, attributing the success to exceptional retention, strong social engagement, and viral growth fueled by players inviting friends to join. At its core, Grow a Garden is a simple game. Players plant seeds, wait for them to grow, harvest the crops, and sell them for currency called shekels. That currency is then used to purchase better seeds, tools, and pets, which in turn allow for even more valuable crops. The loop is infinitely repeatable, with no real end goal other than to keep improving your garden and showing it off to other players. The simplicity of this gameplay is one of the game's greatest strengths. There are no complicated rules, no steep learning curve, and no intense competition. Anyone can play, whether they are an 8-year-old just discovering Roblox or an adult looking for a relaxing distraction. Because the game is so straightforward, it works on virtually any device. It runs smoothly on mobile phones, tablets, PCs, and even low-powered Chromebooks. This accessibility has allowed it to reach an incredibly wide audience. Unlike games that target specific interests, such as PvP fighters or fashion-based experiences, Grow a Garden appeals to everyone. There is no specific niche. The game's universal premise of growing and customizing a garden draws in players from all backgrounds. The real magic of Grow a Garden, however, lies in its offline growth system. Even when you're not playing, your crops continue to grow. This means that when you log back in, you are greeted with fully matured plants ready to harvest. It's a mechanic that taps directly into players' psychology by creating anticipation and rewarding them simply for returning to the game. You don't feel like you've wasted time by being away. Instead, you feel productive. This system encourages constant return visits, as players log in multiple times a day to check on their gardens and set up the next growth cycle. Events play a crucial role in keeping the game fresh. Timed weather effects, rare seed drops, and shop restocks happen at the same time across every server. When a major event begins, the entire player base experiences it together, which creates excitement and urgency. Some events have been so popular that millions of players log in simultaneously, causing massive spikes in Roblox's overall traffic. The developers also hold live admin events, informally called admin abuses, where they trigger special effects or giveaways in real time. One recent series, known as Stormy Sundays, featured wild weather changes and unique limited item. These live events turn playing Grow a Garden into a communal experience, something to share with friends and fellow players. Social play is another pillar of the game's success. Visiting other gardens, trading items, and even stealing crops for a set fee create a sense of interaction beyond just farming your own land. Playing with friends provides tangible benefits such as bonus earnings and strengthens the bond between players. Many players treat their gardens like creative projects, designing elaborate layouts and showing off rare or mutated plants. This aspect of creativity helps balance the repetitive nature of the farming loop. The addictive nature of Grow a Garden stems from a combination of its simplicity, its offline growth system, and its social features. Progression is fast and easy, especially early on. Players feel like they are constantly moving forward, even when they're not actively playing. The offline mechanic ensures that there is always something waiting for them when they return. Over time, this creates a powerful cycle of engagement. You plant seeds, log off, and come back later to see the results. This loop is endlessly repeatable and taps into the same psychological hooks that make mobile games and social media apps so habit-forming. However, the very systems that make the game so engaging have also sparked significant controversy. Many critics argue that Grow a Garden relies on manipulative design and aggressive monetization, especially considering Roblox's young audience. Rare seeds often require players to either spend hours waiting for shop restocks or pay Robux, Roblox's real money currency, to bypass the wait. Even cosmetic items are locked behind timers unless players pay extra to open them immediately. Some game features, like fast travel between areas, are deliberately inconvenient until players purchase consumable upgrades that eventually expire, forcing repeated spending. These tactics have led to accusations of exploiting children and turning what could be a cozy farming game into a predatory cash grab. Recent updates have also been plagued by technical issues and exploits. The Seed Stages update introduced a game-breaking bug that allowed certain players to generate enormous amounts of top-tier rewards. For 2 hours, scripters were able to farm hundreds of thousands of rare items, causing massive inflation and damaging the in-game economy. Although the exploit was patched, many players were frustrated by the lack of immediate action against those who abused it, and some remain concerned about the game's long-term balance. Behind the scenes, there has been drama among the game's leadership. Jandel, once the public face of Grow a Garden, has reportedly stepped back from his role, with power shifting to other figures like David and Adrian, who now manage community relations and live events. This change has led to uncertainty about the game's future direction, though some players are optimistic that the new leadership will listen more closely to community feedback. Despite its controversies, there is no denying the scale of Grow a Garden's success. Its rise illustrates how Roblox's unique ecosystem, combining social play, user-generated content, and cross-platform accessibility, can produce global phenomena. The game has redefined what a Roblox experience can be, not just in terms of player counts, but also in its impact on the broader gaming landscape. Comparisons to other farming games like Stardew Valley highlight the differences between them. While Stardew offers exploration, story, and varied gameplay, Grow a Garden focuses almost entirely on waiting and collecting. For some players, this minimalism is relaxing and satisfying. For others, it feels shallow and empty, a game designed more to keep players hooked than to provide meaningful experiences.